Hi everybody. Guess what? I forgot to put my lipstick on. Would have been me if I didn't forget something. Now, which one shall I have? Have this one today. Excuse me for a moment. Have to do my lippy. Can't do anything else if I don't have my lippy on. There, is that better? Hi Denisha. Oh. Hi Cynthia. Let me pull my chair up a bit. It's a bit far away. And this awful carpet does not roll. Well, thank you, Jean. Oh. Hi, Mia Craft. Well, apart from the usual, yeah, I'm okay, yeah. Yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. We've got to, how many kids did the Queen have? 4. 3 boys and a girl. She had Charles and Edward and Andrew. Yes, look at that. No horrible mess in the corner. All painted and done. Yes. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Kelly. Kelly's on. Make the most of it because she's not going to stay on long. You know what she's like? Yeah, we painted the fire as well. Can you see it's dark now? That will be my new light when it gets its lampshades on. Can you see my shoe bun? Son bought me a shoe bun. I love that wallpaper. So in love with it. And the curtains, I don't know whether you can see the curtains. Ooh. Can you just see the curtains on top? They're the same colour as the wallpaper. Oh, you can see them there, can't you? They're the same colour as the wall. Yeah. Oh. If you want to see it in close up, there it is. Same as the cushion. Cost me a fortune. The cushion alone. £10 for one cushion. It's beautiful though, it's all velvet. I love velvet. I was obviously meant to be born rich because I've got expensive taste. The wallpaper was mega expensive. I sort of had to have an aesthetic when I got that. And yeah, I mean, the decorator said it was lovely wallpaper to put up. It looks, when you get close to it, it looks a bit like Hessian. It feels like Hessian. It's textured, really thick, which was good because these walls were a little bit wobbly. Yeah, other girls managed to match up the paper for the ceiling and paint it, so I'm really chuffed about that. So Monday, the carpets are coming. And then I can finally dig my sofa out of the garage that's been there since February, and I've not even had a look at it yet because it was all bubble wrapped up. So I'm just hoping it's nice when I undo it. If I don't like it, it's tough bunnies because it's gone past the time for me to send it back. Yeah. So I will have to love it, won't I? Yeah. So we'll see. I spent the last couple of days putting everything into underbed storage bags ready to move into my other room. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. As far as knitting goes, zilch. Oh, thank you, Kaz. Hi, Lisa. I've done zilch in the knitting department. I have to find it. I've done that much. If you can see it. That much. That's all I've done. Hi, Connie. Very, very nothing. And I don't even know where the second needle is. That's how bad it is. I don't know whether that's it. I'll be so glad when I can find my needles. These have got the sizes. Any progress on the shed? The base is down. So, you know, we're just keeping our fingers crossed. I can't read that. I think it's a 4. They put the numbers on the end, and I don't know whether you can read them or not, because I can't. Can you see it there? That's the number. I haven't found my proper needles yet, you see. So, well, according to the decorator, teal and navy blue are the colours for the year. I can't see it either, Kelly. I shall get my map reading little thing on. Hi, Ella. Well, that's good, Baz. You've nearly finished your iron. Woohoo! Thanks, Connie. I need to know if this is the right needle. I'll be so glad when I get... Oh, God. Yeah, 4mm. It's the right needle. I shall throw... Well, I won't throw them in the bin. I've actually been told that the knitting group is starting up on Thursday, but they can only have just a few people at once. So we've got to put our name down when we want to go anywhere, you know, to say whether we want to go. They're doing it in 2-hour sessions. So, hi, Pauline. So I don't actually know if I'll be able to go this week, to be truthful, because I've got so much stuff, you know, to move from my dining room bedroom into my proper bedroom. Oh, yeah, back scratchers, yeah. I've got a back scratcher, actually. I've been scratching my back. I don't know whether I'm a bit itchy with the brand of, what do you call it, shower gel that I'm using. But my back's been enormously itchy this last week. But I haven't changed my brand. It's still the same one I usually get. And it's supposed to be mild, so I don't know why. Don't know. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Denise. Oh, yeah, you post pictures. I wonder if Miguel will be on after he's got his broken arm and everything. I think he's home. I'm not too sure. I rely on Jill to give me messages. He does come on. He put some pictures, didn't he, of the dinners that he'd been given from church, yeah. He's lucky he's got church, really, that makes him dinners and brings them round, yeah. Yeah, I'll be so glad to be reunited. Hi, Chris. I mean, there's signs of life, isn't there, if I've got the shed base down? So, you know, I've got something to put the shed on now. The shed people were saying they couldn't deliver it or put it up because there was no base. So now I've actually got the base. My son's saying it's a massive, massive, huge shed. I went outside and looked at the base and thought, not that big. Hi, Carol. I'll fill that, no trouble. I'll need a second layer. I think I'll need a mezzanine, whatever they call it. I hope it's tall. Yeah, I've been packing underbed storage stuff. I don't know how I'm going to sort things out because it's going to annoy me keep lifting that bed up and down. I don't know if anybody else has got one of those lift-up beds, but they've got a little stringy thing that keeps falling down inside the bed because I've got a really, really thick mattress. And I don't think that it's meant to have such a thick mattress on, you know, to get the little string that you pull to lift the bed up, yeah. When will my shed be here? I'm hoping next week, but I am not saying anything, Connie, because every time I say I think it's coming, it never arrives, yeah. Yeah, more wallpapered, yeah. Yeah, I got this one from IKEA, the one I've got, Kelly. They're not cheap, but, you know, they are so handy, but they're a beggar to lift up. They really are. They're not doing my back any good. You know, when it's not something you want to be doing every day, let's say. Yeah, they fix the ceiling. No more horrible leak. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. Yay! Yeah, one of the knitting clubs is supposed to be starting up next Thursday. So I could go, but I don't know whether I can because of all what's happening here this week. You know, the carpet's coming on Monday. It's going to be fun. I'm just hoping it's going to be nice and then we can put everything out onto the patio bit, you know, while we sort from one room to another. Otherwise, it's going to be like Fred Carno's circus, isn't it? Over to me, over to you, over to my room. Yep. Well, it was a bit like that with the gazebo they put up next door. It was like, your way, my way, come to me, no, this way, that way. Shall we put it here? Shall we go over by the wall? And this gazebo kept moving along. I was sat out there trying not to laugh. Little things like that amuse me. I don't know whether they do you. Watching somebody put something up and they're making a complete ash of it, you know? Yeah, so that makes me laugh. I'm the kind of person who laughs when somebody falls over. I do go and pick them up after, but I do laugh in the first place. Yeah. When I did, and then you miss it. Yeah, there you go, Shad. There's the clock. We'll be looking at new clocks today, actually, Shad, and you'll be glad to know we're picking a no-tick one. So hopefully when we have another clock on the wall, it'll be a no-tick one. Yeah. I want a bigger one that goes on the wall above the fireplace because I'm not having a mirror because that's dangerous. People always lean over the fire, don't they, to look at themselves, and that could be dangerous. And so it was either a picture or a clock, and I decided to have a clock. But I haven't chosen one yet. I want a nice big clock, like you say. But it's a no-tick clock. Hi, Granny D and the Squirrel Raiders. Hello to you all. So I'm just keeping my eye on the fire. Although it's still okay for a bit. I've got strict instructions. I've not got to let the fire out. Yeah. You can't wait for the no-tick clock. No, I've specifically asked. We're still choosing one. In fact, we've been looking today, but we can't decide. The family like those ones that go on the wall that are just fingers and then you stick all the numbers around. But I don't know whether it'll show up too well against the wallpaper. So I don't know whether I just want a clock. Yeah. So I looked online tonight, but you know when nothing jumps out at you and you can't think that's the one or whatever. Sometimes you look at something and you think that's it, that's the one. But some of them, £140, £160 for a clock. God, I mean, I've paid a king's ransom for the curtains. I'm not paying for a clock. Ooh. Hi, BB. Hi, Jeannie. It's been a lovely day today. It's been lovely and warm. I haven't been anywhere. I've just been in the garden. Oh, the tumble dryer arrived. Only about a week and a half late, but it's arrived. Things are finally coming together. Yeah. Because we've had to lose a washing line because when the guy came to put the base down for the shed, one of the washing lines was going across, so we've had to sacrifice the washing line. So I'm glad the tumble dryer's arrived because I need to do some washing this weekend before they start doing things in the kitchen. Yeah, the cooker hood's not up in the kitchen yet. Now there is the splashback, so we've still got bits and pieces to get done. Yeah, so we've still got things to do. Oh, I'll have to sort my back out here. This chair is doing me head in. It's been lovely and warm here today, BB, yeah? Lovely and warm. I don't know what it was like by the seashore because I didn't go down there. I just stayed local in my back garden. The kitchen is almost finished now, Kaz. It just needs a cooker hood, a splashback, and flooring, and then it's finished. Yeah. The flooring will be Tuesday. The carpets will be Monday. So at least I can start putting stuff in here then. I can start putting my sofa in out the garage. Well, not me, because I can't carry it, but my son. It's in 3 pieces anyway, thankfully, because it's a corner suite, yeah. And then I can try and find all my little knick-knacky things, yeah. What about the shed? The shed, well, we've got the base down. That's what they were waiting for, so they said. So I am hoping that we get a conversation with the shed people about bringing the shed this coming week. But with all the fuff we've had with them, I'm not holding my breath. When that shed arrives, it'll be like, put the flag up, you know, fly it high. It's kind of all happening in 1 week, really, you know. The carpets are coming, the shed may be coming. Hi, Ben. How are you doing? Say hi to Ben, everybody. You're late. Well, I nearly was, don't worry. And I'm the hostess with the mostest. The most is fat, but the mostest. So I was late. How am I? I'm doing okay, you know, usual moans and groans and aches and pains, but we don't talk about that. Apart from that, I'm doing okay. Yeah. You know, nothing a new body wouldn't cure if you, let's be honest about it. And a new head as well. So a new me completely. How's Sue? She was fine when I spoke to her earlier this week. She was doing okay. She was doing some painting, I think. She was doing some stuff in the house anyway. She's been busy all week. I know, no, she got a new 3-piece suite. Yeah. Or a new sofa, can't remember. It's a Chesterfield. She's got a new one. So she's been busy painting and sorting out her lounge, yeah. Because she was envying me my carpets because she hasn't got around to them yet. Yeah. Well, I don't know when I'm going to meet up with either Sue or Kelly. I really don't know. Hi, Ian. How are you doing? Yeah. You know, we really don't know when we can meet up, do we, with all this lockdown and God knows what. Oh, you're starting up on Monday, are you, Ben? Yeah. Where are you? Or if it's not too, don't have to give too much away, exact locations, Ben, but you know, whereabouts are you roughly in the UK? Hi, John. Yeah. It's all right, I just keep looking at the fire, make sure it's not going down. Oh, yeah, it's very sad, isn't it, Denise? But I mean, he's 99, isn't he? He's had a good innings, hasn't he? Well, just give us a rough location, Ben. You don't have to tell us exactly where you are. Oh, you're in Hartlepool. Is it permanently there, or is it just one of those ones that move around and not? No, Linda, the house isn't quite finished yet. It's got to have carpets and stuff down yet, and these bookcase things put together. Yeah. Yeah, he won't get a letter from the Queen. He's got 2 months to go, or he would have had till he was 100. It's a shame he couldn't. He couldn't, make the 100, isn't it? Really? Yeah. Oh, if you're travelling around, then will he still be able to chat to us, or will you be? Oh, give over, Shad. The clock's going. I've told you. Stop moaning. I'm having a no-tick one. Just, So just stop moaning about it. I wonder if Miguel will be on tonight. Oh, thanks, Ian. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it, John? But he is 99. He's had a good innings, hasn't he? Have you got any golden cockerels and great gallopers? Ooh, what are them? You're off on Saturdays. I thought that would have been your busiest day. I thought maybe we wouldn't see you. On a Saturday. No, he didn't want one. He didn't want a state funeral, Kaz. He said he didn't want all that big fuss. I wonder if we'll see Harry. He's supposed to be coming back. That should be fun, shouldn't it? I'd like to be a fly on the wall when he lands up. Oh, you've asked for a day off. I was thinking of getting a cuckoo clock, Jane, actually, that goes bing, bing. My picture looks a bit faded. Oh, perhaps it's me that's faded. Yeah, Denise, it says in the paper he's supposed to be making plans to return, but you can't trust the papers these days, can you? They don't get everything right, do they? Oh, I'd love to see the conversation between him and his dad when he gets in. Love to be a fly on the wall. I bet the Queen chucks a 2-penny in as well. I look pale on camera. Faded. Do I look faded on camera? Oh, I don't think Megan would be very welcome if she came. I wouldn't want to be here, would you, walking through after what she said? I don't think I want to walk through those doors if I was her. No, he's supposed to be leaving the kids at home. The baby at home, Archie. He's just coming on his own, apparently. Oh, it's the light. Well, I can't help that because I've only got one light at the minute. I've got another light, but it's not got any shades on it. My son hates it, but I think it's lovely. Those are the shades there. They hang down like snowdrops. So, no, the only light I've got is that uplighter at the moment and that stupid light in the centre of the room. Oh, she wouldn't come anyway, Kelly. Pregnant or no pregnant, she wouldn't come. I look brighter. Oh, I look lighter. I thought you said I look bright. I was thinking it'd look more intelligent. Yeah, it's because I've got the uplighter here. I usually have the craft light here and the uplighter at the back of the room. We'll see what the lighting is. Ian's talking about me getting some lighting on top of the bookcases. I always look bright. I don't always feel bright. I've got dim brain. Yeah. Yeah, it's 30 people at the funeral. I mean, Boris has said he's not going because he'll give up his seat um, to a member of the royal family who wants to go. Yeah, do you like my wallpaper? It's your colour. Yeah. Look at my curtain colour. Look at my curtain colour. Woo! You'd like that, wouldn't you? It's the velvet. That's my cushion that matches. Oh, it's probably because it's been painted. That's probably what it is. Because it's the wall opposite the fireplace. It's going to have shelving units all down this wall and across the other wall at the back that you can see. So they'll all be filled with books and things and stuff. So that'll be a bit more colour. And also I'll have my sofa and my carpet in next week. My carpet's navy blue and my sofa's like a royal blue, but it's got some brightly coloured cushions that are like embroidered, like Indian. Find my throw. That will be on the back of the sofa once I can find that. Yeah. Yeah, it should have something in. You're right. They only finished the decorating yesterday, so we haven't had time to do everything. Hi, Jill. How are you? Have you heard from Miguel? What am I making? It's just a little baby's cardigan. It's a bit like, oh, a bit like this one, only a different stitch. I haven't got any buttons, that's why it's got these down. It's got fasten it. I'm doing baby cardigan. It'll be for, my foster mum when I get round to them. Yeah. Have you heard from Miguel today, Jill? I know he's been posting pictures of his dinners and everything, so. But I didn't know whether he'd be gracing us with his presence. Yeah, we've all missed his bewildered chatter, yeah. Yeah, he's going to have to go in to have an op to have that arm repaired. They can't leave it like that, can they? He'll have to have it, what do you call it, a rod and pins, won't he? You have to have ironmongery. That's the only way they can do that. Is either to put an internal or an external ironwork to hold it together. So I don't know when he needs that doing very quick because. Well, they can't leave him with a broken arm like that, can they? It's not going to heal together. Pictures of his shoulder. He snapped the bone between here and his elbow. So he needs it repaired. They're going to have to repair it, Jill. They can't leave it like that. It's not going to heal on its own, is it, when it's miles apart? It was cellulitis in his hand, Kaz, probably as a result of the infection from breaking his arm. But I would have thought at least they would have put it in traction, and pulled his arm straight. They do that over here in the UK. They pull the two bits of bone together. I mean, they're like nowhere together, are they? Unless they've done that for him. Yeah, cellulitis is a kind of infection. I've had it in my leg, yeah. Yeah, but even if his bones are brittle, Jill, they just can't leave him like that with a big break in his arm. Yeah, I broke my collarbone. That were bad enough. My collarbone and my shoulder bone on that side. I've got a lump. This side's nice and flat. This side's got a lump. Because it didn't heal right. It healed with an overgrowth of bone or something or other, yeah. Miguel Holden, no, he's nowhere near my age. No, he's much younger than us, Shad. He's still in the prime of his life. They're going to have to put something. Yeah, I would have thought that even if it was external, they'll have to pin it, like, with a rod. Not inside the bone like they did before, but on the outside of it, yeah. Yeah, hi. Who's saying hi? Oh, hi, Teresa. Somebody's saying hello. My shoulder's not too bad unless I lean. If I forget and I put my elbow down on something solid, say I'm reading and I lean and I forget, and then it really starts to hurt me. So I have to remember. How did I do that? I fell, basically. I fell off my elbow. You're going to laugh, it was such a stupid way to do it. I fell asleep like that. And when I woke up, my arm shot off the sofa. And as it shot off the sofa, I had this tremendous pain in the shoulder. And I thought, I've just wrenched it, it'll go right. So I left it. And then I was in so much agony. And when I went to the hospital, he said, no, you've not broken it. So it never went right. I went to physiotherapists, went everywhere. And then I finally went back to the hospital and they said, oh, you broke your shoulder. But it's healed together now. We can't do anything about it. But it's, like instead of healing like that, it's healed a little bit like that. So I've got a lump. So I've got a short shoulder. That shoulder's much shorter than this one is. Yeah, it does ache sometimes. But God, we've all got blooming aches and pains, haven't we, Jean? We start listing them, we'd all be here forever, wouldn't we? If I said to you, right, I'll list my aches and pains, you all list your aches and pains, it'd be a whole live chat full of everything, wouldn't it? We just have to keep going, yeah. It just means you've got to adapt. Like I was trying to do things like reaching things from under the bed and put them into underbed storage. So I couldn't do it because of my back. So I had to throw everything out from underneath the bed onto the floor, put the bed down, sit on the bed, and then sort it all out, yeah. Oh, I've been doing that for a while, Ian. Ian does that and he's not 20 odd years. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I broke my shoulder, just falling off. Mind you, I'm a bit like Shad, I've got dodgy bones because I've got loads of arthritis. God, it's sounding like medical. We're not having it medical. It's Saturday night. Saturday night's okay for party. I'm not listing my ailments. I'll be here all week. Yeah. So I'm going to make the most of tomorrow because Monday I'll be shut in my little room. Won't be able to go out. Yeah, it is a shame, isn't it, Lydia? But he's had a good life. He was 99, wasn't he? Bless him. Yeah. Yeah, there'd be people all over the house. There'd be laying carpets in every room. There'd be carpets up the stairs. There'd be flooring in the hall. So I'll be literally more or less shut in my little dining room. I've admitted that a long time ago, Kaz, that you have to. It's not that you can't do things. You've got to plan. And you've got to alter the way you do things, haven't you? Oh, you got a photo up, yeah? Have you? Oh, that's good, Lydia. That's good. We want some good news on here. I'd be looking at some clocks. £200 for a clock? I'm not paying that for a clock. No way. I paid a lot for curtains, but they're going to last for a long time. But a clock could stop, could break down, could fall off the wall. So there's no way I'm paying £200 for a clock. 30 quid's more my kind of clock. I got that lamp, which Arian hates, from Marketplace for £10. That was bargain. Bargain. Because I didn't want a modern floor light. It wouldn't be in keeping with the way I planned my. I did have a carriage clock that was my dad's, but it stopped, so I threw it away before I came here. Yeah. Our charity shops still aren't open, Chris. Yeah. I haven't really got a corner to put a grandfather clock in, otherwise I might think about one. You're having pizza and a chocolate bunny. I'll show you what my son bought me that I'm going to eat very shortly. Look at that, a shoe bun filled with cream. He went to the shop. He said, "What do you want? Anything from the shop, Mum?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll have a bar of chocolate." And he come back and he said, "No, I've not bought you chocolate. I've bought you a shoe bun." So I've got a shoe bun. Yeah, I'm already catering to Chris and to Shad by getting a tickless clock. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned chocolate. Yeah. But don't tell me, son, but I've actually got some chocolate. I've got a Kit Kat. I'm diabetic and I don't eat things as a rule, but Saturday night I break the rules. Yeah. All right, Dina. I've got 2 bags. I sorted out all my clothes to come here, so I thought. And then when I got here and I'm putting things in the wardrobe, because I haven't seen them for 3 months, I'm like, what have I bought this for? What have I brought that for? So I had another sort through and took a load of stuff out. But there is one dress I'm going to pull out again because I realised I use it for an underskirt. So I'm going to pull that back out of the bag again. But there's 2 bagfuls of stuff. It's here. It's a little titchy little picture, so I can't really see it all that well. You know my eyesight, John. I haven't seen anybody's video. I'm sad to say, Joe. I'm really, really bad at following videos. I've been so naughty at trying to keep up with people's videos. You've got a knitting belt. Whee! I'll be able to find all my stuff again. Find me proper knitting needles instead of these crummy things. You've got McVitie's chocolate digestives. I'm not doing bad, Dinas. You know, usual aches and pains, but apart from that, fine. Yeah. Feeling a lot more chirpy since I've got my wallpaper on. It feels more like it's home. Yeah, well, that's what they used to do in Scotland. Well, the Shetland Isles more specifically, Jill. They used to walk about down to market. Yeah. Well, thanks, John. Yeah, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. I love how the inside the fire painted dark. because it was white before, if you can remember. And I've got a basket for my logs. Yeah, so I'm doing well. Iced cup of coffee. I bought that grey since I moved here. I mean, Kimberly said she'd sent me some yarn, but it's never arrived. Yeah. My capability. Am I missing the wood panels on the wall? No, I was fed up with them anyway. But I don't like the fact they've painted them green. A musical clock. I had, what did I have? Paella. Paella. That's what I had. I've got a roll left over, Jill. Shall I send it over? I've not used Lime Brand Comfy Cotton yet, I don't know. When my stash comes, I've got piles and piles of cotton that I got from Hobby. I bought it all in the sale and they really racked the price up after I bought it. So I'm glad I bought so much of it. So it'll come in handy. Oh, God. Well, we went to a beautiful garden centre, did I tell you? Absolutely gorgeous it was. And we got to the cactus section and I went, can we hurry up past here, please? I said, they're just ugly things. Well, we don't know that. There's only a rumour, Nathan, that, ain't it? We don't know whether he did or he didn't. Oh, we got a bad thunderstorm. We've got rain forecast for Monday and I wish it wouldn't. Because we've got to put things out on the patio. I don't want them getting wet. It would be so much easier if we could pull everything out. Now I've got loads of hobby cotton, you know, HO or double B, double I, is it? Darling not letting Philip through the gates. I think he trumps her with seniority. Plus the fact of his good deeds with his Duke of Edinburgh scheme, stuff like that, yeah. Oh, you're putting the phone on charger. I've just put my iPad on charger because I've been reading. Mind you, reading an half out in my neck. I read like that, looking down. You haven't seen my necklace? Oh, well, hang on. It's just little. Oh, you see it, it's purple and silver. Well, that's turned inside out. For some reason or other, that bit's turned around the wrong way, but it's all purple and silver. Like that. Somebody else is a favourite of Stylecraft. I don't know whether it's Kelly or whether it's one of the other girls that comes on with the videos that love Stylecraft. Oh, Oliver, behave yourself. That's horrible. You getting your project? Well, I'm actually doing a bit of knitting tonight because I need to do something. Yeah, whistle. You tethered the computer to you. I can't link anything together. I can't link my iPad to my computer, can I, Heck? Arian's talking about me getting a different computer or something or other, I don't know. I said, hang on. I said, I'm running through money like a hot knife through butter. By the time I finish paying for this wallpapering and my shed, I think I'll be potless, you know. I'll be back down to what I was before. Baruchio. Still, I'm used to being broke, so it makes no difference, does it? At least I spent my money on something instead of rubbish, yeah. And I shouldn't need to buy any wool for a long time. I might want to buy some wool, but technically, no, I won't be buying any wool. I'm hoping that, because I haven't seen it since November, that it'll be... Nathan, will you stop it? We don't know that. It's just speculation. It's only speculation. Nobody knows for sure what went on behind closed doors. Oh, stop it, Capability Brown. You're going to speak like that, you'll have to go. I'm not having talk like that on here. Yeah, who let the dogs out? You're right there. Why do we always have to have somebody? Yeah, you use your spanner. We haven't got Miguel here to whistle, have we? Jane, stop it. We're not talking about that. Let's let poor Philip rest in peace. No, exactly, baby. We don't know what went on. There's too much speculation. Papers make a mountain out of a molehill. I mean, you can't believe anything they say anymore. They just like to make drama. That's what really gets me about the news and the papers. That's why I don't like talking about it on here, because the papers and everything just dramatise everything. They've got to kind of make it you want to buy the paper. No, I don't think so either, Larry. No, no. Oh, hi, Mr. Marsh. Oh, I'm glad you like my wallpaper. Thank you. Oh, gosh, yeah. Anybody that's been married for that length of time, queen or no queen, I think it must be awful to lose a partner. What's occurring? Oh, there's people chatting about Prince Philip, and I said I'm not having it on here. Not having it. Yeah, I'm well. I'm well. Oh, shut up. You're being banned and all. Not having all that. We don't have that stuff on here. Yeah, I've took him out. We're not having that sort of stuff on here. People can have their opinions and they're entitled to them. We try to, Larry. Oh, he was, yeah, I'm not going to repeat it anyway, Mr. Marsh. It wasn't nice. It was about the royal family and it wasn't nice. Royalist or not, I don't think it's nice to speak ill of the dead. So I'm not going to do any character assassination on here, and neither am I going to let it happen. Have you ever met? Oh, no. I've seen them fly by, but I've never met any of them, no. It was unpleasant, so we're not going to repeat it, Mr. Marsh, no, yeah. Hello, Di. Yeah, the pubs are still closed over here. I don't know when they're going to open. Hi, Milton Keynes. I hope you're a crafter. Yeah, we don't want to know, do we, Shad? Honestly, just let things lie. Have I been able to see my niece? No, not yet. She's planning. She's gone down to see her mum. She hasn't seen her mum for a year, would you believe? Because her mum's been down at her mum's sister's. So she's hoping to go down and meet her in the garden of a cottage that they've rented. So that's where she's going down. She's going down to see her mum. And then after that, she'll be allowed to come here, even if she has to sit in the garden. But yeah. So I'm hoping the shops are going to be opening soon. Whether our charity shops will be open or not, I don't know, because they're not like they are in the US here. They're run by volunteers. So, I suppose it would take a bit of organising to get the volunteers to come back in the shop, and then they'll have to sort it all out. If they've had to close it up, it'll all be dusty and dirty and God knows what, won't it? If nobody's been in for it for ages. So I don't know when they'll actually open, because I've got 2 bags of dresses here to take in. Oh, my niece is looking forward. Well, she was looking forward to going for a run. Hang on a minute. I don't know whether I've gone wrong here now. Yeah, but with them being, I know what you're saying, Jean, but no. I mean, everybody can have their opinion as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Marsh. Yeah, but I just don't like it when people say horrible, nasty things about somebody who's just died. I just don't think it's right. Hi, Evie. How are you? Yeah, I think I should have been knitting and purling. And I've been knitting. So Janet has to. Evie has got impaired vision, Mr. Marsh. Yeah, so she's called Needle because she knits and stuff like that. And with her having impaired vision, that's why she calls herself Blind Needle. Yeah. Oh, I'm just doing a baby cardigan. Yeah, yeah. You filling yarn bowl orders. I see you've been doing that plasticky stuff. What do they call it? 3D printing, haven't you? I don't think you're as blind as a bat. You do well for somebody with impaired vision anyway, don't you? Yeah. I went really cold this afternoon, Larry, when the sun went in. It was gorgeous when the sun was out. And then the sun went in and I was like, ooh, it's cold. Well, I started off being okay, and then what did I've done? It's only a 4-row pattern and I'm already going wrong. Oh yeah, there are differences. If you go, the tradition of an Aran is they were knitted in different patterns so that if a sailor or fisherman went overboard, they can recognise the body by the sweater, which is a bit of a gory thing to say, really, isn't it? But that's what they were. And each family, apparently, in the old days, had their own patterns. So you could recognise which family they were from by the sweaters. So that's the tradition of what the different patterns are, yeah. You didn't know? No, well, I read anything to do with yarn. I'm always interested in things like that, yeah. Oh, hi. Hi, Randy. How are you doing? I've been following you. I haven't been watching your videos. I've not been watching anybody's videos. I'm sad to say, Randy. It's not because I don't want to. It's just because I've been lazy lately. I haven't watched anything. I think it's specific to the UK, mostly Scotland and Ireland, I think, Mr. Marsh. That's where they knit the irons from, and that's where the fishermen are, really, isn't it? You're going to head off, James. All right, Jamie. So we'll see you later. Bye. Oh, I haven't been doing any of the work. I've been supervising. That's a word for watching people work, yeah, supervising. Yeah, I know the feeling, Randy. I'm all right. There's always somebody in the house, but they could be upstairs and I could be down. Yeah, I know what it's like to be on my own. I've been on my own for many, many years in my other house. I used to talk to the dog, but I don't half miss him. I talk to Poppy. She's very understanding. She looks at me like she understands, yeah. You know, when I'm talking to her, she gives me that look, you know, like, oh, yeah, I'm really listening to your grandma, but can you scratch my tummy, please? Because that's really what I've come for. Oh, just stop it, whoever it is, pretending to be. That's disgusting. You want shooting. Yeah, I've definitely whistled at him. Can't be coping with that. Sad news is bringing out all the worst in people. My houseplants, I'm not very green-fingered. I think I've got what they call, is it a brown thumb or a black thumb, something like that, yeah. Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that, Randy. I must be behind with news. Yeah, yeah, fair as wool sweaters. Yeah, there's a lot of work goes into them. No, it's actually okay here, Divine, because we've got our own places. This is my lounge. They've got their own lounge and bedroom upstairs. So, we have a lot of privacy. So it's not, I mean, we did live together once before when they were in between moving houses. And it was a bit of a disaster because we only had the one lounge, yeah. And that is a recipe for a rousing disaster because you don't watch the same TV programs, do you? And stuff like that, yeah. Yeah, I have been reading about your other stuff, Randy. I hope you can get it resolved. I mean, thankfully, my son was an adult when I separated from my ex-husband, so I didn't have any of this stuff because my son could decide where he was going to be and everything like that. How much would I pay? Well, I wouldn't pay anything, Mr. Marsh, because I knit my own, but I can understand that they are pricey. I mean, it does take forever to knit an Aran. Yeah, thankfully I've never had. I hung on in my marriage till my son was of age to look. Pierre from Speedy Wonderground, will you just take your thoughts and your conversations somewhere else, please? You're obviously not a crocheter. You're just coming on here to make a comment. Yeah, it takes. I made my ex-husband an Aran sweater, and it took me forever to knit the thing. Yeah, the trolls are coming out. A bit of news that they all decide they want to comment on, and they're off. They're all here, aren't they? Like a little bunch of sheep. Oh my God. I couldn't have stood that, Divine. It probably is the same sad guy, he's got nothing else to do all day except make up little, what do you call them? Pseudonyms, yeah, for his own name. Yeah, pathetic, I think, is the word that springs to mind, yeah. Yeah. Oh, they're making comments about the royal family, Nathan, and I'm not going to repeat them. You know me, I don't like drama or anything. I prefer it if people just play nice, yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't get it though, honest to God. Those jackets I made in granny squares, there was one for sale and it was over £1,000. And I couldn't even get £100 for mine, yeah. Oh, will you just go away and go and play with your Xbox or something? You're just being a perfect little pest. Did your mother and father not give you any attention when you were little? Or are you still little? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Randy. Yeah. They are pathetic, honestly. They really are. You can see them. They're about 13, spotty, got no friends. All they can do is sit on an iPad because they can't go out because they've got nobody to go out with because they've got no social skills. Anybody with their salt would be talking to their friends, wouldn't they? Oh, I just delete them. Yeah. No, I don't know. You know, when I was their age, I was out doing stuff. I was playing with my mates. I wasn't sitting in my bedroom, pathetic, looking for somebody to irritate. Yeah. Oh, for goodness sake, yeah, Kaz. Far more interesting, isn't it? It one pearl, one drop one. Yeah. I can't wait to get back to some crochet. But the only yarn I've got to crochet with at the minute is just for shawls, and I haven't got any shawl patterns. I mean, I know I can get free ones off Ravelry, but it means like looking at the screen, looking at my crochet, looking at the screen, looking at my crochet, because my printer's not linked up, so I can't even print the pattern out. So hopefully I should be glad when I'm reunited with all my stuff. I mean, some of my stuff's like still missing, and my daughter-in-law said to me, I thought it was only your wool and stuff that's gone into the storage. And I said, no, I think a load of other stuff went. I mean, I bought a dress while I've been here, and it's really, really long. And my son keeps saying, will you turn it up, Mum? I said, I will when I find my sewing box. I even went, when we went out to the garden centre, come whatever it was, they sold loads and loads of sewing cottons and needles and stuff. There wasn't one bobbin of black cotton anywhere. I thought I'll get black because I've got a dark green dress and I've got a black dress that wants shortening. No, every colour under the sun. There wasn't even a dark grey that I could have used, yeah. I mean, how could you not have any black cotton? There was no white either. No black cotton, no white cotton. Mm. Yeah, well, tell her it's £1,000, Kaz. Now you've finished it. Yeah, I thought it was funny that I knitted a lovely Aran sweater for my friend's brother, and he come from Ireland, and they can get so many, sweaters over there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see why men can't knit as well as women. I mean, lots of men actually knit. I mean, there's some lovely people with videos and that, a lot of guys and that. Who am I telling off? I'm telling off people that are making comments about the royals and they're not nice comments, so that's why I'm telling people off. So how are you doing, Mr. Broken Arm? How are you doing? Oh, right. Who's got to go? Who's got to go? What have I missed? Oh, right, Randy. Well, good luck with everything. Yeah. I'll be thinking of you. I do read your messages on Facebook, dear. So, yeah, we're all thinking about you, Randy. It's Miguel. Have you been back in yet, Miguel, to get it sorted out? Barbecued tiger shrimp. I had some shrimps in mine with paella, yeah. Oh, John must know what an Aran sweater is. He comes from Ireland, for goodness sake. They make them over there. Of course, he knows what they are. Of course you wash the dishes, John. You dirty them. If you live on your own, what do you do then? You just leave them dirty and use them again. Unless you've got a slave living with you. Men started off the knitting, if it's rumours to be true. It was all started off by fishermen. Mending the nets and knitting nets and stuff. During the war, when my dad was in the army, there was a guy who used to sit on his bed um, knitting baby shawls that the other members of the army used to buy them, because they couldn't get things for their babies to be, the wives would be expecting babies. And so this guy would sit there knitting shawls, very intricate lacy shawls. He used to sit there with a towel on his knee. You'll have to take it easy, Miguel. You've got no choice. When she gets food poisoning, Nancy, she'll know the point of washing dishes. All those famous knitters that used to knit while they were watching people being guillotined. I mean, Queen Victoria used to crochet. How Andrew is doing? You mean somebody's husband on here? I know somebody who does videos, their husband's very poorly, isn't he? Is that who you mean, Shan? They're going to have to put some kind of a structure like I've got in my back, like a bit of Meccano. Screws in, Miguel. Hi, Deborah. You're doing very well, Miguel. You've got some really good friends. I knew you knew what they were, John. Iron sweaters. Because they sell them in Ireland as well as they sell them in Scotland, don't they? I used to talk to a guy online whose wife and him had a wool place in Ireland that used to sell this, the oiled Aran wool and stuff to make the sweaters with. Doing a lot of crunching, aren't I, eating my crisps? I like Walker's crisps, they're really nice. Supermarket's own crisps are not quite the same. So your middle name is Denise. So you're Deborah Denise, DD. 2 Ds, double D. There used to be a drink over here many moons ago in the UK called a double diamond. So that was always a double diamond works wonders. Trevor's doing his stained glasses here. Okay. I don't really catch Trevor live much. Yeah, I had all their LPs at one time, John. You know, the Clancy Brothers, because I used to be into folk music. The Clancy Brothers and the Dubliners and all them. Double D over here is yeah. When I had my operation on my spine, Mr. Marsh, I've got like a plate about that long that looks like a bit of Meccano with screws in it, holding it onto my spine. Stops my spine from shunting. But it still hurts though. Double D over here means a bra size. It's one of the initials in bra sizes. They go from A to whatever. Don't know what double diamond was. I think it was some kind of a lager. No, there was a lady. She's called. I can't remember what her name is. Well, she said her middle name was Denise, so I said, "Oh, DD." That's when we got onto bra sizes, and a double diamond works wonders. Yeah, Valdunica used to wear his sweaters, didn't he? I don't know whether he wore Aran ones though. I remember him wearing his sweaters though. Do you remember that weatherman? What was he called? Giles Brandreth or something? He used to have sweaters on with clouds and everything on them. Yeah, it's very sad, isn't it, Marie? But he had a good years. He was 99. He did well, didn't he? We have ice cream, but our freezer is in the garage. And the freezer in the garage is behind a load of cupboards. So I know that there is ice cream in the freezer, and it's really annoying me because I can't get to it. So you're SHH then? Shh. That's what we'll call you from now on, Shad. Shh. Marie is also your middle name. What's your first name then, Marie? Or are you called Marie Marie? Hi, Michelle. You're sad. No, my Mikado in my back when I went for the last x-ray, this nurse said, "Oh my goodness, you've got an impressive set of metalwork in your back." Oh, yeah, I know. I don't think she's Marie Marie. I'm going to eat my shoe bun now. For any of you who haven't seen it, look at that. My son bought it me. It's full of cream and it's very naughty. And I'm probably going to have cream up to here. And I love it. Full of cream inside. Look at that. Oh, it is yummy. Not had one of these forever. No, thank you, Marie. I'm wearing a brooch that Sue gave me, actually. There you look at that shed. It came from Bonnie, Scotland, that did. Sue sent it me. Don't know whether it's my birthday or Christmas or something. But she bought it for me. I had a boyfriend once that was a heavy goods wagon driver. And I used to go out with him on the road. And I'd be twittering away there. And all of a sudden he used to say, Jan. I'd say, yeah. Can we have a bit of hush, please? So then I'd go quiet. And after a bit, he'd say, I said a bit of hush, not complete silence. I loved that guy. He went off with somebody. He was a toy boy. And he went off with somebody younger in the end. But I had him for 9 years. Never lived with him. He was just a boyfriend. When will you see Sue again? I don't know. I've always had toy boys. The toy boy I'm talking about that I had for 9 years, he was 15 years younger than me. I don't go out looking for toy boys. They just seem to gravitate towards me. I just like me toy boys. Make you feel young. Are you lagging? I don't know, Michelle. Are you lagging? I froze. This is so good. Yeah, you had a toy boy, didn't you, Pauline? I forgot about that. You can't hear me, Claire. You need to refresh your and then maybe you can hear me then. Can't beat having a toy boy, girls. I would highly recommend it. My blood sugar will probably go crazy as well, Marie, but do I care? No. My once a week treat. Mm. The last one was 15 years younger than me. The one before that was 13 years younger than me. When we went to France once, we stayed in this hotel right in the middle of the red light district in Paris. We didn't know that. We booked it, obviously. We had a 13-year-old with us who kept wondering what all these ladies of the night were for. But they served in the morning. It was like a soup bowl, but it was hot chocolate. And they served the most delicious croissants, not like you buy in England. They were absolutely fantastic croissants. And you dipped them in the chocolate. We thought it was really dead weird. We'd never had anything like this for breakfast before. But they were so delicious. Does Charles take his place? Well, no, he's not the Queen's. I mean, he does do a lot of duties now because the Queen's getting older and she doesn't want to do them. I mean, Prince Philip had actually retired, so... You prefer older men? No, I don't. God, I'm 75. Can you imagine anybody older than me? He'd be decrepit. No, thank you. I do not want anybody older than myself. No, I don't want any 80-odd-year-old man. What the heck would I do with one of those? I don't want any other man anyway. Young, old, anything, don't want them. Quite happy as I am. Not the way of the world, Nathan, she won't. What has anybody got planned for the weekend? Tomorrow with me, it's more tidying up. I'm getting in the right mess here. Yeah, I think it's not in the royal family's tradition, really, is it, to kind of like abdicate or something, or step down. It's not. It's just that she's lived longer than most. You're working on Sammy's blanket and Christine's blanket. I don't know. I really don't know, Teresa. He was a bit flaky, wasn't he, when he was young? But it's funny, but he was like a trailblazer because everybody else is followed in his wake. I mean, he was green, wasn't he? And he was, into everything natural and nature and everything. And now everybody else is doing it. But when he was doing it in the first place, everybody thought he was a bit of a crank, going around talking to his plants and stuff. He was into organic long before anybody else was. The one thing I did agree with was all these monstrosities of modern buildings. I really hate some of the things they've built. They're like slums waiting to happen, aren't they? Yeah, everybody thought he was crazy, and now they've all come round to his way of thinking, haven't they? Grow your own and organics. Everybody thought he was woohoo. But now everybody's doing it. He's not so crazy after all, is he? If I talk to my plants, they obviously aren't listening. Hi, Martha. I'm doing okay, thank you. You know, usual aches, pains, carrying on, but apart from that, fine. Yep. I've got neckache. I've been reading today. I was out in the sun, sitting on my chair, reading. And I have got to confess that if I got any money left at the end of all this shebang, I need a new chair to sit outside in, one that I can recline back a bit. Because I was bending my neck forward like that reading, and when I come to go in, it was like, my neck had sort of set in a different angle. Oh, God, yeah, they charge so much more for organic, don't they? I mean, I'd love to eat organic, but I do eat organic every now and again when it's been reduced, yeah. No, she's not Mr. Marsh's wife. No. She's her own being. I think Kelly must have nodded off. She was in originally, but she said she was going to sleep. When I spoke to her early this week, yesterday or the day before, I said to her, will you come on? I said, because everybody thinks we've fallen out, which we haven't. So she said, well, I'll try to come on. Yeah, I'll try. So she did, even though she's fallen asleep now. She's been painting her lounge. I can't remember what colour. I think she's painted it white. And she's had some new curtains, yeah. So she's got the DIY bug as well. I tell you what, these decorators we've had have been really good. You can't even see where the joins are. You know, even on this plain paper, you know, this sort of, well, it's textured if you can see it. You can't see the joins at all. I mean, whenever we've done it amateurly, you know, at home, you could always actually see where the joins were with the paper matches up. But you can't see a thing with this. It's really well done. I mean, it costs a fortune to have a professional in, but hey ho, it's a big room anyway. I didn't want my daughter-in-law doing it because she's got waiting for a knee operation. She might do the little dining room, the one I'm in at the minute, when it's done. She may do that. I don't know. Well, it's what she's got planned. She's hoping to hear about her knee very, very soon to go in and have a replacement. It's all got put back, you know, because of the COVID. She was supposed to have it done last year. I've still not seen my new GP yet, yeah. It has to be Manuka. Yes, Sandra, yeah. Manuka honey. Hi, Steve. It's quite expensive, Manuka honey, but it is worth it. It's supposed to be good for you as well if you take it, but I'm not a lover of honey. I just use it to heal my wounds, and it really did. It healed my hand up. I had a carpal tunnel, and you can't see it. The scar went all the way. They actually put the scar in my crease of my hand, and it went down there, and it also went down there, and you cannot see it. You can't see the scar. Even I'm hard pressed to find it. When I had the stitches taken out, It wasn't healed properly. So it just opened up wide. And I thought, oh my God, this is going to be great. It's going to be a big gap down my arm. So I got loads and loads of this, put honey on it and dressings. What a sticky mess it was, honestly. It was all, I had it all wrapped up to go to bed. I had layers and layers of like a elasticated bandage. And when I got up in the morning, it was all saturated and soaked with honey. It was a right mess. Anyway, I did that for about a week. And when I went back to the hospital, they said, gosh, what have you been doing now? It's healed up. And I said, Manuka honey. And she said, well, it's really worked. She said, I never thought that would heal back together again. Like it has, yeah. Yeah, but Manuka honey. I got a tube of it, actually, off Amazon, I think. It was medicinal Manuka honey. I don't think it was the kind of honey that you could eat. Manuka honey in a jar is terrifically expensive, I will warn you. But it is supposed to be very good. The ordinary honey doesn't work. Manuka honey is the clearest and the finest and the purest honey. But the only thing about honey is it never goes off. Because it's got some properties in it. It might get a bit of a crust on the top of it. Or it might go a bit solid, but it never goes off. You can eat it when it's years old. It just never goes off, honey. So that's one good thing. If you buy it, it's like an investment for the future. Just keep it in your cupboard. I only have honey when I'm got a bad cold. I'll have honey and whiskey and lemon. But I haven't had a cold for a long, long time. No, I've had a bit of a sniffle now and again, but I've never had a cough, a cold. Cough, yeah, but no cold, yeah. Yeah, I'm due my second vaccine on the 22nd. Is it? No, it must be the 24th because it's a Saturday. Yeah, so in 2 weeks I'm due my second vaccine. Just in time for meeting up with everybody. The tumble dryer's arrived, so I can get a motor washing on tomorrow. I can't walk on the pebbles in the back garden. I'll be glad when the back garden's fixed, yeah. Yeah, natural remedies are the best if you can get, you know. But ordinary honey doesn't work, you know, the ordinary honey that you get. That doesn't work, it's got to be Manuka. You're having your second vaccine Wednesday. Mine's 2 weeks, yeah, 24th mine is. No, I had no trouble whatsoever, Ginger. I felt a bit tired, but I didn't have any pains. And I tell a lie, I woke up the morning afterwards with a blinding headache. So I went to the bathroom and then I come back and I thought, no, I'm going back in bed for a bit. So I went in bed and slept from 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock and woke up and I was fine. Yeah. I don't know where the virus came from, John, but I wish it to go away. It's caused that much flipping havoc. It's getting under control, though, I think, yeah. Seems to be, anyway. Unless it's me being optimistic. I mean, my son's got a holiday booked in September, so... Yeah, I can well believe that, Chris. about finding honey. Your mum and dad's wedding anniversary. Our wedding anniversaries were all in August. My mum and dad's was the 3rd, I think. My son's was the 7th, and I was the 10th of August. And my best friend at the time, she was the week before me, so that would have been the 3rd, yeah. Oh no, sorry, it was a week after me, so she would have been the 10th, the 14th. No, she would have been. My man was the 10th. She would have been the 17th, yeah. So we're all August weddings, apart from my niece. I think her wedding was in May, I think April or May. I can't remember when my youngest niece got married. I cannot remember. Yeah, your birthday's the 7th, anniversary's the 8th. Oh. You know, when you've got a stitch that looks bigger than all the others. I don't think I've gone wrong. I think it's just a big stitch. Hopefully it won't be noticeable. I can see it. How's it go? There. But I've not gone wrong. It must be just a big stitch. 18 years tomorrow. Ooh. Yeah, that's good for a second marriage, yeah. I actually did about 30 years married, but we were separated after 22. But neither of us bothered getting a divorce, so technically we were still married for about 30 years, I think. Yeah, it doesn't go off, does it, Shad? It just goes solid sometimes, yeah. I must have done something. I must have. It's a baby's cardigan, I'm sure. Sure the baby won't notice it's got a bigger stitch on one stitch. My friend won't worry, the one I'm knitting it for. In fact, she doesn't know I'm doing her anymore. I just started doing these because I don't think she's got a foster baby at the minute. So I'm just knitting her some 20-inch cardigans. You know, she doesn't always get newborns. Sometimes she gets babies that have been, like, you know, rescued from abusive situations and things. Sometimes she gets brand newbies. But a lot of the time they're just, you know, taken off people because they're just not looking after them. So they can be anything, you know, from newborn up to being a year. She only does the babies, though. She doesn't do the toddlers. Yeah, I might have been married for 32 years, Cass, but I wasn't with him. I can't remember. I found my divorce papers in the drawer when I was moving. So, but I just glanced at them. I didn't really peruse them, if you know what I mean. So I can't remember what date I got divorced. It's just irrelevant. It's not a date you sort of celebrate, is it? You're like, whoopee, today's my anniversary of my divorce. No. Just burnt my thumb on my coffee. God, it's steaming. You see it? steam came out of one of the vent holes. It's one of those flasks that you can turn it a little bit and then pour. So a bit of steam came out of one of the vent holes when I opened it, and it. So that's two things I've done this week. I burnt my thumb this morning on steam from the egg poacher, and now I've just burnt my finger on the steam from the coffee. You know, you can go years, can't you, and not burn yourself. I suppose it depends how happy you are. Well, you're divorced. I'd gone over the whole thing by then. We'd been separated for years when I got divorced. No, I threw a party on the day he moved out. I was like, I went home and his clothes had gone, and I'm like, yay, let's throw a party. Invite the friends round I was not allowed to bring round when he was there. Yay! Yeah, so I wasn't really happy when it was divorce day, because it had just been separated for so long. I mean, that's another reason why I never even thought about getting married to any of my boyfriends, because I was already married. You know, I was thinking, well, I can't rush into marriage a second time because I'll have to wait until I get divorced before I can get married again. So it calmed me down, actually. Well, I think we must have been married to the same guy, Jill. Even my parents thought the sun shone out of his ear. Yeah. Mine's still with the girl he was having an affair with, so I don't think he's married her. He's been with her longer than I was married to him. So they must have something going. She must have tamed him. I think I'm nearly up to the army holes. Ooh. I need to match up the shiny. The only thing I'm dreading is because it's my son's father, he might want to come here. It was bad enough when he used to visit me when I lived in, where I lived before. I think I'll have to go out on my scooter. Have to go for a long ride on the promenade. Luckily, COVID's kept him away at the moment, so. I mean, I'm not going to step in the way. Obviously, he wants to see his son, doesn't he? I'm not going to be that, step in the way. It's just that I don't want to be here. Luckily, when all the restrictions are over with, I can find a cafe counter. Go and sit in there for a bit. Oh, I'm nowhere near the arm hole. What am I thinking of? I've got inches to go. Yes, my little scooter and I. I've not been to a beauty parlour for years. Can't you tell? Look. Why can't I go grey like everybody else? Why do I have to stay resolutely brown? It's not grey, that is brown. I wish I'd go white. My daughter-in-law, she's what? How many years younger than me? 10, 12 years younger than me, my daughter-in-law. She's got beautiful colours of silver grey hair. Me, no, brown. I've got grey at the sides. Yeah, got white. The rest of it, brown. I've got about 1 inch of roots at the moment now. Yeah, I know that feeling, Shad. Yeah. I married a good looker as well. I thought next time, ugly, but nice personality. Yeah. Oh, I wonder what you were talking about then, Jill. And I realised you're answering Lydia about the beauty parlour. Can you imagine though, whenever they wash my hair backwards, they always drown me. So you've got visions of like wet through elastic and part of the mask being wet through. And they're washing your hair. Unless I used to get the incompetent juniors that used to fill my ears up with water. Like that, aren't you, trying to empty your ear out, waiting for it to pop? When it's like that gluggy noise when they put the shower thing right in your ear. Glug, 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 glug. I don't like going to the hairdresser. I always finish up with wet through. Oh, God. I just wish mine would go a lighter colour. It's just so annoying when you're trying to be blonde and you've got these brown roots. My niece used to do my hair when I lived, but I had to do it myself last time. It was a bit awkward trying to put bleach on your own hair. But I'm going to have to do it because I can't go on like this. Look at all that. Oh, dear. Awful. If it was grey, pale grey or anything like that, it wouldn't show so much when it was growing out. In fact, I'd let it grow out. If it was pale grey, I would let it grow out. I don't know whether it's dark grey. My niece insists it's still brown. So I don't know. She looks at it in daylight when she's doing it. And I said to her, is it dark grey? Is it what? She said, well, you've got grey in it. She said, but it's still a lot of dark brown. Apparently at the back it's dark brown. I tried growing it out one time, but oh no, I didn't like it. It was so dark. I'm aiming for pale grey or white. Like the sides. The sides are white there. You don't see anything growing out at the sides because there's no regrowth at the sides because it's white. So you can't notice it. I don't know. I won't let it grow out enough to find out, Jill. Because I just don't like it. It's horrible. Can you imagine having a big line of that growing out? Really horrible. Oh, you're going to bed now, Jane? Okay, night-night, dear. I missed it last night. Why? What happened? What did I miss, Jill? I'm terrible at keeping up with videos. I really am. I'll hold my hand up. It's not you, Jill. It's everybody. I haven't watched anybody's videos. Well, I can't afford the hairdresser. When I used to go to the hairdressers when I was working, it got to be £70. I can't afford that. I did see a tiny little bit of that video. It was on Instagram. Yeah, I wish mine would do that, Lydia. I really do, yeah. Yeah, I've seen her new pillows, yes. Trust Z. That's all I can say. Trust Z to have a pillow like that. I won't be making one, let's just say, Jill. I don't think you will either. Oh, good night, divine treasures. Good night. Just seen you said you were going, yeah. Yeah, I can have a laugh at them, Jill, and I know that they're quite Z, but I wouldn't be making one. Unless I got asked to make one for somebody else, but even then, no. I made a willy warmer once for a laugh, yeah. We were doing things to raffle for breast cancer, and I said, yeah, but men can get breast cancer as well. I said, I've just made shawls and different things to be rattled off for the ladies. I said, what can I make for guys? So I made a couple of hats and that. And then I made this willy warmer. And the guy who won it in the raffle was absolutely thrilled to bits with it. And he wanted me to make a load for his shop. But I didn't fancy doing it. I just made one for a laugh, yeah. I didn't fancy making dozens for him to sell in his shop. I've seen the crochet, well, the knitted boobs where you knit them in really soft cotton and that. And they're meant for people who've had a mastectomy that don't want to have a breast replacement, yeah. So they fill them, you knit them and send them off somewhere, and they fill them with something weighted so that it feels like a boob inside the bra. I've seen those, yeah. And I've also seen the ones that are knitted that they use to teach people how to breastfeed their babies, yeah. But I've never made any. Never made any. Knitted knockers, yeah. I think my knitting group was making a few of them. But when I looked, they were being pedantic about what kind of yarn. It had to be this yarn and that yarn. And all the ones they specified were all expensive yarns. I can understand they have to be really, really soft, so that they won't hurt anybody who's wearing them. They might be itchy or something. But I couldn't have afforded to buy all this fancy, dancy wool and, just to make them and send them away. It's like when I was making for premature babies. I made blankets and cardigans and everything for this hospital ward. But then I got asked to make the little gowns, like burial gowns. And I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I don't know what there was about making little burial gowns, but I just couldn't. Put me right off. I didn't want to think of little premature babies dying. I wanted to think my little cardigans and hats and little things were going to babies that lived. Oh, you nodded off, did you? You must be on strong painkillers then, Miguel, if you nodded off. I got told off for calling a little. They used to be called angel tops. They were very short, like a little smock thing, and you had little knickers that matched. But they weren't for babies that had passed away. They were for babies. And I got told off for calling them an angel top. And they said, no, they're not angel tops. I said, well, look, it says it on the pattern. It says angel top on the pattern. It was a vintage pattern, mind you. And she goes, you can't call it that. Angel tops are only for babies that have passed away. So you talk about what you want to talk about. No, you're like me, aren't you, Miguel? You're big and brave. We don't have pain meds, do we? Why are you talking about that? I think I need a paracetamol. I'll have an ibuprofen. Oh, you're on the telephone, right? Jill's on the telephone, everybody. I'm surprised they've not mechanoed you together by now, Miguel. Even if it has to be externally. Surprised they haven't put you in like a cage thing. They can't leave you like that with two bits of bone poking in different directions. They've got to match them up. Otherwise, they'll start healing wrong if you don't get it done soon. Do you know, it's only a 4-row pattern, this, and I keep having to think. How can you go wrong with a 4-row pattern? Obviously, easily. The older I've got, the more I can't concentrate on patterns anymore. I used to do lacy patterns, I used to do all cable work, Aran work, everything. And now, gosh, they'll have to do some kind of surgery. They can't leave you with the bones sticking different directions like that. They've got to get the bones together. I mean, my spine's practically dust, but they've managed to put a rod in mine with all these pins in it, even though, you know, they had to put like a special kind of putty stuff in the holes to get the screws to stay in because my bone wouldn't hold the screw. Because my bones were just like shattered, if you know what I mean. So they can do it, Miguel, even if they have to put like epoxy putty stuff in the holes to get the screws to stay. I mean, they can't do surgery again on my back, yeah, because they can't take the screws out, which they would have to replace it with a different piece of metalwork, and they can't do it because they can't re-drill the bone. So I'm stuck with it. But we've all got things that sent to try us, haven't we? Do you know, at one time I would have had this knitted by now. I used to knit really fast, but now it takes me a week, near enough, to do a baby cardigan. It used to take me a couple of days. I've really slowed down. Yeah, but they have to do something, Miguel. They can't leave you with two bits of bone that don't line. You've got to align up, otherwise you'll never use your arm again. Yeah, they'll have to do an external mend rather than an internal one. Putting stuff down. I mean, my knee's never been right because they put a knee replacement down inside your own bone. Mine never was right, so. Hey, are we on some awful subjects here? Let's all be sunshiny and bright. Let's all be happy. What's that song? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Clap, clap. And there's nothing worse when you're in terrible pain and says, cheer up, it'll never happen. My back injury came from childbirth, and then it was aggravated by a fall. I'm knitting a baby's. Look at that. You can see that hole. It's a big stitch. It's not a hole. But I'm knitting a baby's cardigan. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with our kind of bone structure, Miguel. I mean, I'm having terrible pain in my back, but that could be because it's broken off the hardware. I don't know. I've got 8 screws, and I've got a piece of Meccano about that long. And the screws go through, like, almost, they're like crisscrossed into, it's like in 4 places. And they're long screws. I don't know if they've got them in. They're really long screws. I can feel them. When it's cold weather, I can feel the hardware. I can feel it in my spine. I can feel the ends of the screws. It's worse when I lose weight, to be quite honest. If I lose weight, I can feel it even more. My fat covers it over, usually. As the nurse said to me, you've got an impressive piece of metalwork in your spine. Yes, I know. But it's titanium, so I don't set off the alarms if I go to the airport because they use titanium. Shows up on x-rays, but if you go for a CAT scan, it doesn't stick you to the roof of the CAT scan. Because I thought that, they said if you've got anything metal, you know, you have to reel off this list of things. If you've got anything metal, blah, 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 and all that. I said, well, I've got a metal knee and I've got a metal in my spine. And they said, oh, no, that's all right. It's titanium. You won't shoot up. Apparently, if you've got a metal watch on or anything, or a bracelet or something, you can shoot up and stick to the top of this CAT scan machine. I thought it's nice to know. I said, what about the metal in my teeth? And they said, oh, that'll be all right. I thought I got a vision going, sticking to the top of the thing like a limpet. Oh, you're still crocheting away, are you, Dealers? I'm still trying to do my knitting, but I'm getting a bit bored, actually. I can crochet for a long, long time, but I can't knit for a long, long time. It really gets to me. I thought at least I'd have got the armholes today. Or even if I was lucky, I thought I might get the back done. But no such luck. No such luck. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have to have any donor bones, thankfully. I'd got such an overgrowth of bone on my back and my spine that they managed to use my own bone. So I didn't have to have any cadaver cells, yeah. Well, he said we might have to put some cadaver bones in, and I'm like, eh. Anyway, when I came round, he said, we managed with all your own bones. He said, I had such a lot of overgrowth that we chipped off loads of your own bone and used that. So I thought, Overgrowth does good at some stages. I'm getting fed up with this knitting now. I think I'll finish this row and put it down. Not in the mood for knitting. I'm just longing to get my teeth into some proper crochet. Find me patterns and start crocheting something half decent. Mind you, I made that cardigan to fit. It fits me well, actually, considering I didn't have a pattern and I just, winged it all. It actually fits me better than a lot of the patterns that I did. My jazzy one's a bit small, actually, and a little bit on the big side, so it flares out a little bit at the waist. Whereas I could have done with it being a couple of inches smaller, really, but hey ho. It is what it is, as they say. Right, that's it now, before I get any more neck ache or backache or shoulder ache, whatever ache doing this knitting. Well, I've done quite a bit. Not as much as I would have hoped. Oh, I'm on the TV, am I now, Ruth? Ooh. Hi, Donna. You still trying to figure out Granny Takes a Trip? Yeah, I've done from about there to there, so it's just from I got it from Derrimores, I think. It's Peter Pan, is it? It's lovely yarn to use. Oh no, it's James C. Brett. James C. Brett. It's nice and soft for babies. It's acrylic, of course, but it's beautifully soft. It wasn't that expensive either. It was about $180, I think. The clock is on the mantelpiece at the minute. I'm getting a new clock. I'm getting a smart TV. My son bought this huge TV. It's too big for their upstairs. So they're having a swap round because they don't use the smart TV. I want the smart TV because I like to watch YouTube on it. So at the moment I've got that TV there. So I'm getting a bigger one than that. I wouldn't have bought a bigger one, but I'm getting a bigger one. You're trying to make your first lace shawl? I've got about 3 lots of shawl wool, so I brought with me. But I just don't fancy making another virus shawl. I've made that many of them. I can't remember how I did it, Donna. I did it. It starts off as a circle, then it goes into a square. That's all I can remember about it, Donna. I didn't have any trouble with it. Start off going round, don't you? Then you go into the square. I mean, there are YouTube videos, not for that particular square, but there are videos that show it going from a circle to a square. Am I in touch with anyone in my own neighbourhood? Only by Facebook. That's all, yeah. Yeah, then it squares off, yeah. It's just a question if you do a round and then you go across, but you put like bigger stitches each corner as you're going around and you make it into a square. That's all I can remember. Hi, Lisa. I don't remember having any trouble with it though, Donna. You have to concentrate when you first start. You have to do the counting and that until you get a hang of what they're talking about. But once you've done one, you know how to do the next, yeah. I don't know where my granny takes the trip is. It's probably in the storage with all the rest of her woolies. That's why I had to make a grey cardigan when I came here, because I only had about 3 cardigans. That's all I brought with me. Don't know where all the rest of them went. They must have gone in storage. Or you must have thought they were part of my Etsy shop, taking them all into storage. Don't know where they're going to go. There's no room in your bedroom. They had a wardrobe all on their own, my woolies. Obviously, I have way too many woolies. Oh, sugar, I've let my fire go out. Told Ariel I wouldn't, and I have. I'll just look, but I think it's out. Yep. It's well and truly out. Man, it's 11:30. Oh. It's on Ravelry Marie. It's a paid for pattern though. I used the colours I had in stock. Donna, I didn't buy anything special. Yeah, the fire's well and truly out. But as I say, it's 11:20, so I wouldn't have let it carry on much longer. I like it to die. Yeah, I found the design on Ravelry. You have to pay for the pattern. There's Granny Takes a Trip, that's one size, and then there's Granny Takes a Trip in the larger size. Because the last one I made came out small. Luckily, it wasn't for me, but it came out quite tiny. For anybody who wants one on Ravelry, but when I come to put it on the Etsy shop again, it'll be quite a small one. Sue wants me to make her another. Remember that Frida Kahlo cardigan I made in all brightly colours? Well, I made one in all creams, and greens and browns, and that sold. And she just said to me before, she said, "Do you still have that one in creams and greens and browns?" I said, "No." I said, I think I sold it. But I won't know until it comes back. I'll just have to hope I haven't given all the colours away. If I have, I'll have to buy them all again. I'm sure you'll find a YouTube video, Donna, that shows you how to go from a circle to a square. You just have to make sure your squares are the right size, otherwise it'll throw all your sizes out on your sweater. Your squares have got to be a certain size, and if they're wrong, then it makes all your sweater either too big or too small, yeah? So you'll have to make sure you get your inches right for your squares. You can't just make them any old way, yeah? I bought some grey when I came here and some baby wool, baby yarn, because I just didn't have anything. All I brought with me when it turned out would be shawl wool, and I didn't want to do another 3 shawls. And I tried to make it into a cardigan. What the heck's up with my dress? Oh, it's right now. And it didn't look right, making it into a cardigan. The colour fading and shading pattern was wrong. It's just shawl wool, the way it shades. So I will make shawls, but I'm just not making any more virus shawls. I'm sick of the sight of them virus shawls. I think I made too many. I made one after the other after the other. And one thing I can't do, Sandra, is I cannot make blankets. They're just big and boring to me. I cannot make them. Baby blanket, I can make you one of them. But if you get anything bigger than that, nah, forget it. I'd be bored witless making a big blanket. Couldn't do it. I've never made one that's bigger than a cot. I think our Ian's cot was about the biggest one I made. No, some people love doing blankets. It's just I don't. It's not my thing. Everybody likes doing. I never get bored with Sophie's Universe. I would if I had to go round and round and round and round. I did a shawl once in 2-ply, which is like your number 1 yarn or whatever. And that was circular. Oh my God. Going round and round and round that damn thing when I had about 700 and odd stitches. It was a nightmare. I used to do 1 row in a night when it got big. The girl I gave it to thought it was absolutely wonderful, but oh. I did a corner to corner little blanket for, quite a biggish blanket because he was 6, 7 at the time. Oh, that drove me potty. Anybody does corner to corner for fun? I found it so boring. Somebody else put on, do you think, that corner to corner, I find it very boring? Anybody else? I went, me, don't like doing it. Yeah, but how many stitches do you have on one round, or, Donna, when you're going round? When it gets big, how many stitches? How long does it take you to do a row? Probably all evening, yeah. And that's what bores me. No, I couldn't go around and round and round. Can you imagine I was on a tiny little hook when I did that shawl? It was a teeny weeny. Yeah, I started to call the midwife, but I think I was using finer yarn and my hook wasn't small enough. So it looked like a dishcloth, so I pulled it back. 106 rounds is like about 100 too many. It takes me all the time to do those mandala waistcoats, but it's only because they're on big hook. I've done a few of the mandala waistcoats, yeah, and the mandala jackets. 106 rounds is like about 100 too many. 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 106 rounds is like about 100 too m But I don't like blankets that are too open work because you think you get your fingers stuck in them. I mean, that Secret Yarnery, she's done a lot of those mile a minute ones, hasn't she? It's like long strips. Yeah, I've seen that stitch before. It was just called The Midwife because it was shown on one of the series, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, you went to Frida's house, yeah? Woohoo! I bet it was very colourful. The Midwife one, it's like square blocks of open work round, and then there's like a little sort of pattern in the middle. I mean, the pattern's as old as the hills. It's just called Midwife because that's what it was. You're still not convincing me, Donna. I'm still not going to make it. I'd rather make a sweater any day. Yeah, if you don't get it right, lady, it either bubbles up in the middle. Yeah, it's just a question of what you like to do, isn't it? If you like to make blankets, fair dues. I just don't like to make blankets. I wouldn't have a use for them. Nobody would want one if I made them one. I can't think of any one of my relatives that would thank me. I've got spots. That would thank me for a blanket. I wouldn't want to take all that time making it, give it to somebody in the family, and then they put it in the charity box. Because that's what I think would happen if I made a blanket for any of my relatives. Or even any of my friends. You see so many, don't you, crochet things in charity shops. You think, oh my God, somebody spent all that time doing that. And then the person who you've given it to doesn't value it at all and just put it in a charity shop. That would break my heart, that would. That's why I don't make them. Who are you asking that question to, Marie? Is it for Donna? Oh, here comes Poppy. Yeah, exactly, Denise. That's where they all wind up. You spend ages and ages making a big Afghan, and then you see over here in the UK, Donna, you wouldn't get anything like that. Nobody would pay it. You just can't sell anything over here. People just don't want to pay. Oh, they'll buy a designer one. If it's got a label on it, if it belongs to somebody who's a designer, yeah, they'll pay hundreds of dollars for them. But little old me who makes a replica exactly the same, you know, because I'm not them, am I? You see. No, when I get my stuff back, I'm just going to have a big sale. Sell it all off, and then I probably won't do any. Yeah, exactly, Denise. You think how heartbreaking when you see all that just thrown in the charity shop. People do not value. It's only another crafter who values things, or odd people who love things like that and will pay. But the majority of people go, homemade, don't want it. It's like my family with baby stuff. I won't make anything for them. I did my youngest niece because she valued them and she wore them. But I won't make them for my son's family. I won't make them. Yeah. No, since I've been here, I've just gone off the idea of crocheting for other people now. I might do a little stall or something, maybe at Christmas or something. I've got a friend who makes paper flowers and different things. So we might try to share a stall for Christmas or something. But that'll only be small items, like hats, mitts, scarves, things, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Nathan. I've seen them. Beautiful. And crocheted shawls as well. Crocheted shawls in a charity shop for about £4. Somebody's taken a load of time to do them and they're beautiful. There they are, £4. It's soul destroying. At least if I manage to sell one, I think, well, at least I've sold it. If they want to put it in a charity shop. But they're less likely to if they've bought it, aren't they? It's when you donate things and you give things to families and friends. I can pinpoint my friends who will wear things and love things. And I can also pinpoint family and friends who will not even put it on. It's homemade, doesn't have a label. Yeah, they go and buy the same thing in Next or something, if it had a label stitched in the back, they go and buy it. Yeah, mine will be identical to that, but just no label in the back. Yeah. I always spot crochet blankets and things in sitcoms. Yeah. I haven't been able to look in any of the charity shops here yet because they've all been closed since we've been here. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is, standard. There's no designer label. One of my granddaughters in particular, she only wanted label stuff. So all the stuff I made her, she didn't use any of it. Even my son said, don't make her any more stuff. Don't make it. She doesn't appreciate it. She's not worth it. She's not used any of it you've made. So I thought, right, that's it then. Let me off the hook. Not making any more. So for her last two babies, I didn't make anything. And yet I had another, when we'll go back talking to my toy boys worked with a lad whose wife was having a baby. And honest to God, I couldn't make enough for them. They loved them and the baby wore them all. And I made him a little Aaron cardigan, and absolutely. He wore it and wore it and wore it. And she was so appreciative. She kept saying, oh, I absolutely love homemade things. I love them. They look so nice, So it just depends on the person, doesn't it? I follow a girl who's from Denmark, I think she's from. Her videos are in English. She doesn't knit or sew or anything like that, but she sells bohemian style designs and things in her shop. And she goes thrifting. And honestly, the thrift shops in Denmark, I mean, they're like the thrift shops in America, they're huge. And she finds these beautiful embroidered cloths and that. All for next to nothing, yeah. Oh God, the Russians and the Polish girls, they must. Nathan sent me a video of this guy knitting. I think he was either Chinese or Japanese. And he was, oh God, he's knitting. He was knitting like the clappers, and it was beautiful, beautiful work. Honestly, a dress that he turned out would have took me a whole year. Oh. My eldest niece loves me to make things for her. I mean, I do consult her. I don't just make things willy-nilly. But oh God, the Polish girls and the Russian girls, their crocheting is to die for, isn't it? It's fine and like fine cotton. They make dresses, they make everything. I'm thinking, God, they must crochet so fast. You know, it would take me forever to make a dress like that in fine cotton. I used to follow a lady, I don't think she does it anymore. She was called Svetlana. And she did videos and patterns, and I haven't seen her for years. But she was a fabulous knitter and a crocheter. She used to be on Ravelry as well. But I haven't seen her for a long, long time. Oh, that's nice, Denise. Yeah, handmade ones, yeah. I've got lots of earrings, but I've given most of them away because I don't wear them. I just don't change mine. I just take these out and give them a polish every now and again and put them back in. I can't wear anything that's not gold. That's the trouble. I can wear what I call junk earrings if I just put them in for the evening. And then when I come back, my ears are sore. Could never wear them all day or anything. And of course, we're not going anywhere for so long, long, long. I've got rid of most of them. I haven't kept hardly any of my earrings. Some people crochet really fast and all that. And their work is so open work. Big hooks, big, thick things. And I'm thinking, I couldn't sell anything that looked like that. You know, if I said £50 for this cardigan that was like 3 rows up to the armholes, you know, that kind of thing, really big chunky wool, I'd be laughed off the street. No, I stopped doing orders because I'd have something on my site that was like for a small lady, and it was in thicker wool. And then you'd get can you make it in a big size, please? Yes, but you realise it's going to be double the price. Oh, why is that? Because you're taking twice the amount of yarn and it's going to take me twice as long to make it. Oh, right, okay. Can you do it in fine? I can't wear anything thick like that. Can you make it me in fine yarn? Well, that again would take me much, much longer to do it, so the price will be up. Oh, oh. Susan Scotland, yeah. People just have no idea. It's like the lady who wanted me to make her a granny square cardigan. So I quoted her a price, which was quite reasonable, so I thought. And she said, oh, I thought I'd only get charged for the main colour. I thought you'd just use your bits up for the rest of it. I don't mind what colours you use, just use up your bits. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. I said, those bits of wool I have left over were all bought and paid for at some stage. So they did cost me money. They're not just free. As I say, people have absolutely no idea. Yeah. I mean, you see the pictures on Facebook, don't you? These skirts that are done all in very, very fine cotton, down to the floor. And then people say, can you make me that for £20? No, you couldn't even buy the cotton for £20, let alone make it. Why were you worried that she was in Ireland, Shad? John's in Ireland. And quite a few people on here are in Ireland. People always want something for nothing. Absolutely. You can put something on Marketplace for £5 and nobody looks at it. Nobody looks at it. As soon as you put it for free, by God, they've beaten a path to your door. Years ago, I mean, God, these twins will be what? In their 50s now. Because of what fighting? What fighting in Ireland, Shad? Didn't know there was any fighting. Just shows how much I watch the telly, doesn't it? It's a throwaway generation. Clothes, they buy cheap rubbish clothes. I mean, when you think about it, comparatively speaking to what the wages were earned, clothes were really expensive. I don't know where the fighting there is in Belfast. Anybody know what Shad means? Fighting in Belfast? Oh, Irish bare knuckle fighting. Yeah, they do a lot of that, Shad. They're famous for it, aren't they? I've not heard of any fighting. You should have asked John when he was on. He would have told you. Don't forget that Ireland's in two parts. The Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, and never the twain shall meet. Has anybody heard of any fighting in Ireland? My daughter-in-law says to me, Primark's opening, do you want to come with me? I went, should be an out for you. I said, they don't have anything my size, only socks. I can't stand in a queue. I don't even want to queue. Even when I was small, I could never fit into any Primark stuff. My friend was really tiny. She was a size 8. And yet she had to buy size 10 or 12. When I was a size 16, I still couldn't find anything to fit me. They were labelled at 16, but could I get them on? No. Sounds like Jill with a knitting belt. She's got a knitting belt so she can knit while she's walking about. I was usually wearing a hand-knitted or hand-crocheted jumper when I was doing cables, so I would stick it through my sweater on my chest. And then I'd forget and I'd go shopping or something and I've still got this cable needle stuck in my jumper. I used to be able to track a pattern with my eye, Lydia, but these days, no. Not got the brain power. Oh, I'm not having it over the fireplace, Donna, no way. No, it's having a clock over the fireplace. No, I've got a log fire. Put the television over in the front of it there would just burn, melt. I'm not a lover of huge TVs. I'm getting one much bigger than this. I'm getting a 50-something inch one, but that's not big compared to some of them. Some people have got them, they look like cinema screens. I'd be like, ooh. Oh, stop it about the clock, Shad. I'm getting a different one. But for now, I needed to know the time. That's why it's in here. The clock actually fell off the mantelpiece, but they didn't break, so you didn't get your wish, Shad. It bounced. But when I get a no-tick clock, I'm going to bring that little green one back in and put a battery in it. I'm always frightened of it getting too hot and melting, because of the heat from the fire going upwards. It's that fire kicks out a heck of a lot of heat. Besides which, it'd be rather high if it was above them. If it was above the fireplace there, it would be rather high. It'd be like that, watching a telly with your head in a crick. No, it's going in the corner. I've got a new telly stand. It's going in the corner. I don't know what the white telly stand looks like because I ordered it ages ago. And my son said, oh, we've ordered telly stands. I said, oh, have we? I paid for it, but I don't know what it looks like. Yeah, I'll get a ticking TV, Nathan, just especially for Shad. Yeah, either that or a grandfather clock that chimes every quarter of an hour, or a cuckoo clock that goes whoop, whoop, whoop. I have to do something. Shad cannot get away with it. Between Shad and his ticking clock and Miguel and his blinking cactus, you're all set to No, I'm going to bring it out especially. I'm going to bring it and put it right next to the mic, especially for Shad. I'll say by special request, my ticking clock is here. I don't even hear that clock. But I have requested a no-tick one when I buy a new one, because you can buy them with no ticks now. But you have to look carefully and make sure it says that, otherwise you get a big one that ticks. You can imagine a big clock ticking. That would drive you potty, Shad, because it'd be going tick, 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 really loud, yeah. Well, I know the girl who did the decorating said, oh, you can hang your TV in your bedroom. And I went, no. Nope. I said, my bedroom is for sleeping. I said, I don't put a TV in my bedroom. Never had one. Don't want one. My ex-husband tried to put one in one time, but I just say, oh, turn it off. It's getting me nerves. I want to go to sleep. One of my boyfriends had a TV in his bedroom. And when it used to go off and there was all this white noise, I used to get out of bed and turn it off. And he used to say, he used to wake up like that, saying, what you turn the TV off for? I was like, I can't sleep with this static going on. And he couldn't sleep without it. So that lasted a long time, that romance. Oh, yeah, Shadow'd love those, Nathan. It's a pity you're not on a video. He'd love your musical clocks. No, I only have myself to please, Denise, so there's no TV going in my bedroom. If I watch anything, I watch little YouTubes on my tablet, something like that. By and large, if I go to bed, I just read for about a chapter, and then I'm ready for bed, yeah. Oh, you going, Deborah? Good night. Good night, Deborah. Yeah, I don't know why. Some people sit up in bed, don't they, doing their knitting and crochet. I can't do that even. I can't even sit up in bed. I have to lie down in bed. I'm just not comfortable trying to sit up, banging your head on the headboard, and even if you get pillows, you're at a funny angle. You're like crocheting or knitting like that. Yeah. No. I only go to bed when I'm going to sleep. Or I'm having a nana nap in the afternoon. Or I'm hiding away from workmen. Well, amongst other things, doesn't happen in this house, Shad, so it's a long time since anything happened like that. So it is just sleeping at the moment. And will remain so. My days for anything else have long gone. I can't wait till we get a garden again. I mean, we had to rip it all apart. I think I told you why. It was sodden. It was absolutely like a swamp. There was no way we could have put a shed on it or anything at all. It was just like a swamp. So we had to rip it all up, and it's just got pebbles down at the moment. But we had to put drains in. But the drains have really worked. Could have grown rice. We could have had a paddy field out there. It was awful. The lad next door, this way, that way, he's built a fantastic rabbit hut stroke guinea pig hut. I can't see it, but my son can see it from his bedroom window. And apparently when he was walking through the grass while he was doing it, they could hear him squelching. So it wasn't just our garden that's wet through. Their garden's obviously sucking wet as well. It's clay. We're on clay here. And we're below sea level, so that's why it's wet through. But it's not wet anymore. We've got drains in that run into the main drains now. We've got frogs in our garden, did I tell you? They must have lived in the fish pond that was here. But I don't know where they went when the big JCB diggers were here, or the big dump trucks were here. I mean, how could they survive as a family of them? Whole little family, there's about 5 or 6 of them. My son's rehoused them. He's built them a little, like a little wood pile at one end of the garden. He's put them under there so that they can carry on living in the garden. One of them, well, two of them frightened me to death the other day. We've got an old picnic thing that they left behind, you know, those big, like a table and two benches that previous people who lived here left it behind. And it's stuck in the middle of the garden at the moment with everything piled on top of it. But I went out to do try and peg some washing out. And these frogs just went woof off of my feet. And no, they're definitely frogs. They're not toads, Shad. We did have a good look at them. My daughter-in-law will pick them up, and so will my son. No, I just look at them, go, hello, froggy, and walk away. I had a little frog that lived in my back garden for years. And I always used to stamp my feet and go around before I mowed the lawn. That's back when I could mow a lawn. And I accidentally cut his little leg off with the lawnmower. Oh, God, I was distraught. All the time we'd had that frog. It didn't survive. But it must have been death because I went round the garden, you know, like stamping and moving the grass about before I even got the lawnmower. Because I used to do that, so it's just trying to jump off and go and hide somewhere before I got the lawnmower out. But this time I mowed right over the poor little beggar. I was distraught. No, I had a big toad in the garden one time. A really massive toad, but it didn't stay. I don't know where it went. It didn't stay. When I was in Mounteside, next door to me, used to have a fish pond. But the next owners got rid of the fish pond, but they still had frogs forever and a day. I think that's where my little frog came from. But they had to get rid of the fish because the herons kept coming and pinching all the goldfish. Yeah, no, they're not toads. They're definitely frogs, these. But they eat all kinds of things, don't they? They eat slugs and they eat green flies and eat all sorts of frogs. They just startled me when they jumped. They were underneath the picnic table. They both jumped out at me and I was like, oh, what was that? Straight over my foot. Hi, Jeanette. Oh, I don't care if he's a prince or not, Chris. I'm not giving nothing a kiss. No, thank you. It might have COVID. It might be a COVID frog. That'd be my luck, that. I'd have some deadly disease if I gave a frog a kiss. No, I'll kiss the dog on its nose, but I won't kiss anything else. Poppy is the only one who gets a kiss off me. Oh, and Gigi used to get kisses. People keep asking me what have I done with Gigi. He was never my dog. I only used to look after him. Yeah, salmonella, yeah, you're right there. Probably would have got that from a frog. Oh, I miss my little Gigi. Maybe he'll come and see me in the summer. When all this lockdown's over, maybe his daddy will bring him to see me. My son hates little chihuahuas, but... Oh, it's calmed down a lot, Chris. No, it was a chocolate spaniel. It's calmed down a lot, thankfully. Oh, my phone just went whoop, whoop. I don't know what that meant, what the whoop, whoop was for. Oh, from Hawaii, whatever it's called, Hawaii. Are you in shape for summer? Get some fitness equipment. Go and get knotted. Yeah, dogs are allowed on the beach. Yes, they are here. Obviously, you've got to clean up after them. Everybody's got at least one dog. Let's have a look what else it is. Oh, they're talking about a takeaway near where I used to live. Said that they ordered the dinner at 5:40 and at 8:15 they're still waiting for it. 5:40 they ordered it and it arrived at 9:40. Yeah, I'm still on the group that belonged to my house. Oh yeah, they're always allowed on the beach. There's certain parts of the beach, I think certain beaches where they're not allowed on, but majority they're allowed on the beaches. Obviously not at high tide. Yeah, Poppy's on the beach all the time. When it's not high tide. I mean, if it's high tide, it comes right up to the seawall, so there's no sand for her to walk on there. But when the tide goes out, there's loads of it. They put the time. In actual fact, when I say it's the sea that's at the end, but it's actually the end of where a river touches the sea is where we are. It's not actually the sea, even though it's got waves and everything. It's an estuary, from the end of a river. I call it the sea. To me, it's the sea. It goes on for miles out there and it's got waves. So it's the sea. Oh, yeah. There's loads and loads and loads, oodles of dogs here. Everybody's got at least two. I think we're the odd ones out because we've only got one. We've got a golden retriever that lives next door but one. I tell you, that dog, it's the best walked dog I've ever known. It goes out at least 4 times a day. He takes it out and his wife takes it out. Probably a bit like Blackpool, maybe not as mucky as Blackpool. But we get the big waves. I haven't really got into the sea yet, Jeannie. I haven't really got into watching it. Probably because it's always cold. Oh, I've eaten it. It's called a shoe bun. I don't mean shoe like on your feet. I mean CHOUX, a shoe bun. It's the kind of pastry. It's called shoe pastry. And it was full of cream with chocolate dribbled on the top. It was lovely. I don't know whether you have them in the US. It was really fresh, really, really nice. I haven't had a fresh cream cake for a long time. I do like the sea, Jean. It's just that so far it's been a bit chilly, going down the promenade on my scooter, been a bit chilly. I think I'll like it a lot better when I can go up there, park my scooter and do my grocery and watch the sea. I think I'll like it a lot better. But it's too cold to do that at the moment. No, I'm not a lover of cold custard. These beaches to me here are not like beaches that you see abroad. They're not like nice, clean beaches where you would want to put your towel down and have a sunbathe. It's a bit cold for that, yeah. Rebecca. It's funny. I went out to Cleveland's the other day for the chiropodist appointment that didn't happen to be. And my son lent me his thing that he has over his face when he goes on his motorbike. And I had his wraparound glasses, sunglasses that went round, because every time the sea goes anywhere near my eyes, I cry, yeah. So I had my hat on like that, touching the glasses. I had this thing up to here like that. And I'm going down the seafront, and Orion called me Gangster Granny. He took a photograph of me saying, here she is, Gangster Granny. And everybody kept saying, good morning, just like it was perfectly normal. And they couldn't see any of me, you know. They didn't know whether I was male, female, or what the heck I was. So it was just funny. It's salt water, it's the sea, yeah. I wish you'd have shown me the photograph, but you didn't. My niece said, I didn't even know it was you. Why does my phone keep making noises? The television over here has been deluged with complaints because when Prince Philip died, they stopped all the TV programmes. So they all, BBC deluged with complaints over wall-to-wall Prince Philip. But it was a bit over the top. There was nothing on the TV. Every station you turned round to, it was all the same thing. I mean, much as I, understand why, it was still a bit irritating. It went on all evening. Well, from lunchtime. Yeah, there was a video of Poppy on the beach, yeah. Well, there was no loose women. There was nothing. It started at lunchtime. And the news was just full of that. There was no proper news, if you know what I mean. Then it carried on all afternoon and it carried on all evening. I mean, much, as I understand, it was still just too much, if you know what I mean. I wanted to see something other than that. I had to go onto the obscure channels trying to find something else to watch. I was watching like reruns or something or other. You like Kelly? Kelly doesn't own a TV. She doesn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't put the TV on. I had my TV evening all planned out what I was going to watch, and it was all changed. So they didn't show any of it because of the, Prince Philip. Much as I agree, there should be programs to let you know what's happening, but I thought it was a bit much all day long. Kelly's not had a TV for years since it broke down. I mean, she actually had to sign the thing because we have to pay TV licenses here to watch TV. And she actually got a signed thing saying that she doesn't have a TV. So if the TV license people come round, then, she's got an exemption because she just doesn't have one. She did have a TV monitor until she knocked it off when she was painting. But she only used to use it to watch Netflix and stuff like that she paid for. You sound like Rose in the Philippines. She loves Miss Marple and Poirot. She likes Hetty Wainthropp as well and all things like that she watches. She loves the British sitcom type things, British little series. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting tired now. Yeah. Oh, I brought my TV license with me when I came, so it covers everybody in the house. I just changed the address on it, yeah. I've always had a TV license, even though, I object to paying it. I should have been getting it free, 75, but then they changed it. Nobody gets anything free now. Everybody's got to pay for their license. It is all rubbish. I used to have Sky TV, but it was £46 a month. I mean, much as I loved watching Sky, but honestly, £46 a month is something I can't afford right now. Woo! I've had too much sugar. I just went whoosh. My head just went whoosh. That was too much sugar. The TV license, we have to have a license that we pay. It's the BBC, but it still covers everybody else, even though ITV doesn't need you to have one. You can't just say, right, I'm not watching BBC. You can't do that. So everybody has to have a TV license to watch the TV. Even though they may only watch satellite television, you've still got to have one. And I can't remember how much a year it is. It's a lot of money. And there's no getting out of it. You've got to buy it and pay for it. It's like a subscription that you can't get out of. Yeah, I went really dizzy then. The room just spun for a minute, yeah. Well, I've got Amazon Prime when I get my smart TV, yeah. Is it 155? I know I thought, went dizzy again then. I thought I might have got a reduction, with being older, but no, I mean, they've cancelled, they used to be free for somebody, I don't know, it's over 75 or over 80. It used to be free, but the BBC stopped it. And like they were saying, when somebody's that elderly, they've probably got bad health and they're probably housebound, especially with all this COVID nonsense. And the BBC have said they can't fund it anymore, that they get free licenses. I feel sorry for, people because they're on a fixed income or something. Yeah, I'm drinking my coffee. I'll have a drink of water before I go to bed. Yeah, well, they won't catch me because I've got a license, Kaz, so it's not worth it, is it? Other people don't have licenses and don't get bothered, but I'm the kind of person who don't have a license, they'd be down on me like a ton of bricks. I'm just lucky that way. It's like people who drive around without car insurance and stuff like that. I never have done, but if I did, I'd be the first one to get caught. Now I don't even have a license because I haven't driven since. Must be about 12 or 15 years since I last. Oh God, I went to see. Since I last drove a car. Yeah. Yeah, ITV gets their money from adverts, don't they? But BBC One and Two don't. Yeah, in other words, you have to have a TV license whether you've got a TV or not. I know some people say, "Oh, I watch it on my computer or I watch it on my laptop," and I'm thinking, well, you're still supposed to have a TV license for that. I mean, when you go into that BBC One catch up, the first thing they ask you is, "Have you got a license?" Yeah. I'm just lucky that way, Nancy. If ever I broke the law slightly. I always remember going for an interview when I went for the interview for the Department of Works and Pensions. And one of the questions was, "Have you ever broken the law?" And I went, "Yes." And they went, "You're so secure about that." I said, "We've all broken the law." So he said, "How do you work that out?" I said, "Well, if you've ever gone over the speed limit when you're driving." I said, "If you've ever parked in a place you shouldn't be parked in." I said, "Technically, you've broken the law." I said, "That's the kind of law I'm talking about, what I've probably broken. You know, yes, I've broken the law." Oh, oh. We really meant any criminal offences. And I said, "Well, to me, that is a criminal offence if you're driving over the limit." And, I don't mean over the limit drinking. I would never do that. I mean, you know, speed limit, over the speed limit. I said, "I bet there's not one of you in this room who hasn't done something like that." I said, "So, yes, technically, I have broke the law." And they were like, "Oh," because I suppose most people would have said, "No, yeah, have you broken the law?" "No." "Do I have a criminal record?" "No, because I haven't done anything criminal, in a sense, yeah." "Oh, you're going, Marva? Thank you very much. I hope I get a blessed week, including my shed." Oh, I'm like that, Denise, I tell you. We only get commercials on the ITV, BBC. They're all separate channels. BBC doesn't have any adverts. Oh, they've got subliminal adverts, haven't they? Because they stand there with a cup of, Starbucks in front of the TV. So they do subliminal adverts. The same brand of washing powder that they put on, close up of Heinz's ketchup, things like that. They must get a backhander for doing that. But they don't actually have any adverts. They don't get their programmes interrupted. At least I do like the BBC for that, because if you're watching a drama, you can really get stuck into a drama on BBC. But when you watch it on ITV every quarter of an hour, you've got an advert break. So it kind of like spoils your enjoyment of a drama when they keep popping on saying, "Drink Lucozade" and stuff like that. And you want to stay, in the mood of what you're watching, really. So that's why they do like the BBC. Plus, the BBC's got a lot better comedy, I think. And they've definitely got a lot better documentaries. They don't have as much tripe on it as they do on ITV, all these quiz shows and talent shows. And "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here" stuff. All that dross goes on the other channels. "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here." Have you heard of half of them? What are they famous for? Never heard of them. Because I don't watch all these reality TV shows. I've no idea who they are. "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here." Never heard of you, woman. You might be a celebrity in your own village, but nobody else has heard you. And they're all going, "Oh, yeah, they used to be on Big Brother." Or, "Oh, yeah, they used to be on, what's it called? No Way is Essex or something." And I'm like, Don't watch any of that. And that Real Housewives gets right up my nose. They all want a good slap, don't they? Wasting their husband's money like that. They're like leeches. I know it sounds nasty, but you wish sometimes the rug could get pulled out from underneath them. And instead of these big mansions that they've got, and instead of spending all day talking to their friends or having their nails done and that, you just wish the rug had come out from underneath them and think, you try living in a 3-bedroomed house. Yeah, without your husband's wage, love. You know, never mind the swimming pool and the pony in the back garden, yeah. I mean, they're obscene, the amount of money that they spend on trivialities. All they do all day is have their face lifted into it and go to the hairdressers. If I was their husband, I'd be thinking, they're wasting all my money like that. You know, if they were married to somebody that's like a footballer or something like that, I'd be thinking, his career's going to be over by the time he's 30. He's got the rest of his life. He's earning really good money now, but what about putting some on one side or investing it or something for your future? You know, but this lot, they're living up to every penny, aren't they? Probably in debt. Probably have massive mortgages on those houses. So if their husband come out of work, where would they be? They're clueless. They're like bimbos. They haven't even got a job or anything. No, thank you. No. Even if I won millions, I think I would still be very careful of how I spent my money, and I would want some money to last me through, you know, until I die, yeah. Your ladies of leisure. I'd be really mad if I was their husband. They're out there working away and slaving away. And their women are just parasites. That's all I can describe them as. Boob jobs, fingernail jobs, hair jobs, facelifts. And what are they? Just a load of catty women picking holes in everybody. Do I watch Syndicate? No. Don't watch anything much, really, to be quite honest, Nathan. No, I'd rather watch something educational. Or at least like history, something like that. I definitely don't like quiz shows. Beat the chaser. Not a lot of tosh. Can't be coping. Years ago, I used to like University Challenge because at least that was a bit more highbrow. Oh, Kaz, they're just airheads, aren't they? But that's the trouble, is the youth of today looks up to them and thinks, I want to be in, I'm a celebrity. I want to be that. I want to be famous like them. You know, to me, you should be famous for your talents, what you can actually do, yeah? No, I've not watched it, Nathan. Oh my God, yeah, I'd rather watch animal videos. No, I like watching things like George C. Clarke's Amazing Spaces and, you know, Grand Designs, things like that. Garden Rescue. Those are the kind of things I like watching. Abandoned Engineering. Great Train Journeys, yeah. No, there's an a British version, yeah. Cheshire Housewives. Or a load of idle devils that live in Cheshire somewhere. I haven't watched the American ones. Yeah, but famous for being famous. It's a bit, what's it into? What do they do? If they had a job, if they had a talent, if they had anything, I could understand it. But these are just famous for being bimbos to me. But the men are as bad. They're as bimbo as the women. Anyway, here's Essex. Oh, not for me. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. They've probably all got sugar daddies, haven't they? Oh, I'm going really dizzy now. I've obviously had way too much sugar. Oh, that's what I used to like watching as well, Jean. Jack Hanna. Trying to work out who that is. Oh, God, no. They get into drugs and everything. I mean, look at that. Whatever he's called. He's been into drugs and everything. He's been in rehab and everywhere. Now, I watched that film about Jackie Charlton. He had Alzheimer's. They reckon with footballers it's through heading the ball, don't they? When they used to have them big Casey footballs. Johnny, what's it? Was it Animal Magic? Johnny Morris, that was it, wasn't it? He used to do Animal Magic. He used to wear a zookeeper's hat. Yeah, well, I'm going to go to bed, people, because I'm going a bit dizzy-wizzy here. I think it's time I laid myself down. Watch the world go round while I'm in my bed. When it whizzes round when I'm in bed, I can't fall anywhere, can I? Yeah, I think I had too much sugar tonight. So thank you all for being with me, and I will see you all. I might even actually do a video. Yeah, Johnny Morris, yeah. Yeah, I might actually do a video when we get carpet down and I get me bookcases, although 2 bookcases are missing because I've got to order them yet. So we'll see how we get on. When the kitchen's not quite finished yet, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see when we get the carpets down. Let's see. Okay, well, thank you everybody, and night, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay well, stay healthy, and good night. Yeah, I will be careful standing up. I think I might go round and round a bit, Sandra. I feel as though I'm drunk and I've not had anything to drink. Right, see you all later. Bye now.